So Olipop and Poppi and all of those prebiotic sodas are some of the most greenwashed products that are out there today. And it's not just my opinion. Poppi actually settled a class action lawsuit because they were overinflating how healthy they actually were. There's a lot of issues with all those prebiotic sodas. I'm going to talk specifically about two of them, okay? One of them has to do with the fiber that they use, right, called Inulin. And the second thing I'm going to talk about is the lining of those cans. The kind of fiber that all those prebiotic sodas use is this stuff called Inulin, right? Now, this is naturally derived. It comes from like chicory root or cassava or like agave, right? Even if it's good for you in that original form, it can sometimes do weird things in a laboratory and when it's by itself, okay? Some studies show that it does have beneficial properties. That's great. Some people find it really, really hard to digest. There are a few studies that shows that it leads to chronic inflammation and lots of really bad things in your body. Inulin can actually feed gut bacteria, and this is good, except if it's feeding bad gut bacteria, then that actually helps pathogenic bacteria grow in your stomach. Jury's still out on whether or not it's good for you, right? But the one thing that we do know unequivocally that is bad for you is the lining from the inside of that aluminum beverage can. So every single aluminum beverage can is lined in plastic. And so I am 99% sure that all of those prebiotic sodas are lined in a special chemical called TMBPF. And why do I think that? Because as Washington State banned basically all bisphenols from food packaging, right? And that would include beverage can linings because all bisphenols are extremely bad for you, but they exempted just one, and that was TMBPF. Now, this law was passed a number of years ago before we had a lot of toxicity data on TMBPF. And guess what? We have a lot more than we did back then, and it's not looking good. And guess what? TMBPF, which they use instead of BPA, actually shows to be more obesogenic. Isn't that funny? More obesogenic than BPA. Okay. It also shows to have reproductive toxicity. It shows to actually be pretty gnarly with neurodevelopmental issues, which can have lifelong impacts. Not to mention, aluminum beverage cans are a huge source of microplastics, and many, many studies have shown that. And certainly, if you want a soda and you like the taste of Poppi and Olipop, that's awesome, right? You do you, boo. But ultimately, like, it is still unnecessary added sugar and is not a replacement for like eating fresh fruits and vegetables.